Hi everyone, welcome to Bariatrics and Tips. I am Michelle Geeson. I'm so glad to be here. We had last week off. I hope everyone had a fun and fabulous and food-tastic 4th of July with your friends and family. I am here to show you today one of my most stellar handmade recipes, man-made, woman-made recipes, my chocolate banana mini protein muffins. They are amazing. They are decadent. They are going to send your taste buds into a tailspin of deliciousness, and you aren't going to know what hit you. So yay, I'm glad that you're here. Just wanted to make sure I give a shout out to my daughter Maya, who's manning the camera. Please say hiya, Maya. Hi. Okay, well, she's a little bit more animated today. She's smiling, so woo. I'll take the victories where I can get them. At any rate, we are all on a weight loss journey, a journey to wellness, losing weight through bariatric surgery. And even if that doesn't quite fit the bill, even if you're just striving for overall wellness, or if you're trying to combat a diabetes type diagnosis, you are in the right place, because I've dedicated myself in my journey to learning ways how to live large, cook small, and find flavor in everything that I do. I truly believe that your mind plays a critical role in this weight loss wellness journey. I feel that there is no reason that we should have to walk the face of this earth wishing and wanting to have this and that and expecting these big, huge portions when we only need a little bit. I think that we can have it all, and we can have it all by not eating a lot. And there are ways to get that decadence through cooking and creating, layering textures and layering flavor, and that's what I want to show you today. My chocolate banana protein mini muffins have a lot of ingredients, most of which will already be in your home, and if you established your wellness arsenal, you might have everything already. Even if you don't, I encourage you, if you wanted to start baking and experimenting with flavors and textures, really consider stocking the ingredients that you're going to see here today. I will make sure that you have links for our, a lot of the stuff I get on Amazon. So I'll make sure you have those links if you wanted to follow suit. If you want to go in with your friends, split the cost and just decide whether you like them. A lot of the reason why I use so many ingredients, especially my Fab 6, which is a substitute for white flour, a lot of the reasons why I use so many are to layer those flavors and capture textures and flavor and nutrition. And so that's what you're gonna see here today. So lots of stuff. Maya, you can show everyone the countertop for sure and let everyone see exactly what we're contending with. But here I go, you can pan back to me. I do wanna let you know I've got the first batch of mini muffins in the oven, and there's 9 minutes left. So I will take a quick break to get those out of the oven so they can cool while we're talking about the ingredients. But Maya, if you want to come around, so that way everyone can get a full-fledged view of what we're contending with, that will be great. Please let me know if anyone's asking questions. I see Wendy's on. It's nice to see your name. I hope you're doing well. We certainly miss you here locally. The first thing that I want to show you, you're going to obviously need a mixing bowl. And Maya, if you will just concentrate, rather than focusing the camera on me, focus on all this crap right here, this delicious, wonderful crap. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do, I'm gonna bypass my Fab 6, and we're gonna start with like the wetter ingredients first. And I do need to get the main wet ingredient out of the fridge. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do is like I said, we're gonna bypass my flour substitute, and we are gonna start with protein powder. You need chocolate or vanilla protein powder. You can use either, you'll still get the benefit. I've got a cup of my favorite Gold Standard protein powder. I buy it on Amazon. A big, huge tub is kind of pricey, but it lasts me a long time. And then you're also going to use 2 scoops of low-cal protein powder. And low-cal, Mine is 40 calories a scoop, and the scoop's like a tablespoon. So your Gen Pro, however you pronounce it. In my case, I use the Nectar brand, and that is a professional grade unflavored protein powder that I get at my bariatric clinic here locally. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So if you're one of my local peeps, just food for thought, literally. So here is a cup of chocolate protein powder and 2 scoops of the low calorie Nectar unflavored protein powder. In you go. The other thing I'm going to do, come over here for a second, Maya, come on over here. You're going to see me, this is just a best practice. You're going to see my super soaker here. And that is my sink full of sudsy soapy water that when I'm baking, I like to fill it up with soapy water because that way I can start the cleaning process even though I'm not cleaning. So in we go for the soapy water into the super soaker. My husband laughs when he hears that. All right, next item of business. 2 large bananas, very ripe. So I got my large bananas, but what I like to do when I have the bananas, I do like to break them up. It's just less work for the mixer. I could use a mix master. I could use my KitchenAid, but I'm actually going to use a hand mixer today, just in the essence of time and space. And my dog loves bananas, and he just came over here in hopes of scoring some. So I'm not going to conform. Let me throw these in the trash because I always like to move as clean as I go. Clean off my hands. All right. Next order up, and if we have any questions, please let me know, Maya. 2 large eggs, in you go for the eggs. A cup of plain, into the super soaker, that thing goes. A cup of plain non-fat Greek yogurt. So here's this. I actually buy this stuff at Sam's Club, and this is literally the last cup of yogurt in the house, and I usually keep like a couple containers on hand. They have been out of it for so long, and I'm so not happy about that. So yes, this is my last one into the super soaker. This goes. All right. Next, 2 to 3 tablespoons of honey. Honey, I know, has sugar and carbs, but it also has natural sugar, and I'm okay with that. I myself am trying to simmer down on my artificial sugar intake, and honey is actually a good choice even for people who have diabetes in small quantities. So I always like to make sure I spray my tablespoon when I'm dealing with honey or molasses or whatever. We've got one. See how it came out so nice. You can put up to 3 tablespoons. I guess really you can put whatever you want in here. My recipe says 2 to 3 tablespoons, but the nutritional facts are based on 2 tablespoons. Okay, so now we've got the honey. I don't know if I need this tablespoon again, so I'm just gonna put this over here before I put it in the super soaker. Now we need to deal with baking powder, baking soda. We are gonna use both because we also have the yogurt, which helps one of these along. And we are gonna do 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So here's my 1.5 teaspoons. And then we are gonna do 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, so we got those done. Are there any questions so far, Maya? Nope, okay. We are just gonna put, this is optional, and I actually added this very last minute, just 1 teaspoon of unsweetened cocoa. It'll just add some color, maybe a little bit more flavor, but why not? It doesn't affect the calorie count at all. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So let's do that. All right, I'm almost out of vanilla extract, but never fear because I've been making my own and it's been kind of melding together and marinating in itself for almost a year. I think it is a year in July, so I should be able to use it soon. And then 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Here's my 1/8 of a teaspoon. All right, there is my salt. The only other thing that this recipe calls for, besides the flour, which I'm gonna do in a moment, is the chocolate chips. Now my recipe calls for mini chocolate chips, but I have regular chocolate chips. You can use the sugar-free, or you can use not sugar-free. I actually use the regular, and I do it because overall in the course of a serving size, it doesn't affect the calories much. And I do believe in my heart of hearts that just adding that little dash of decadence really helps the flavor of the muffin. So, all right, I've said my piece. So the first thing I want to do, you can come back over here, Maya, is I'm going to mix this stuff first before I get to the flour. And I find that it helps quite a bit. First, I want to make sure I get like the bananas going and everything integrated. And I start off on a low speed so it doesn't splatter all over the place. And it sounds to me like I have like 1 more minute before the first batch of muffins is done. So I don't want to have to make you wait. And now that everything is mixed, I'm going to up the speed a little to get those bananas in here. You can throw this in your Ninja, you can throw it in your food processor, you can throw it in your KitchenAid, whatever you want to do is totally fine. Hi Alyssa, thanks for joining us today. All right, so now I'm gonna stop this. And now I wanna go to our, the flour type ingredients. Bear with me here for a moment because it looks like there's 10 seconds left. And I am actually gonna put the timer on for 1 more minute. All right, so you can focus on me now for a second, Maya. My Fab 6 ingredients is a combination of 6 things, and I'll read them off as I get into them. It requires about 1/3 of a cup of each in order to make 2 cups. So the recipe will say 2 cups total of the following 6 ingredients, okay? The first thing you're gonna do is almond flour. Almond flour, you can get it anywhere. I happen to get this at Sam's Club. It's my favorite, okay? That is 1/3. Hang on a second. I'm just gonna go to the oven and I'm gonna take these out. You don't have to focus on me, Maya, because I don't want anyone to see the good stuff yet. Oh, you guys, they came out lovely. I'm so excited. Hold on. Hold on. I wanted to make sure that they were done before we were ready to put them in. And this will be perfect because this will allow us a chance to get all this stuff ready and then those can cool off, okay? So we got 1/3 of a cup of our almond flour. That's the first ingredient. I'm not doing these in any particular order. Hemp hearts is next. This comes from Costco. I really like these. I happen to buy them quite a bit, but I got these on Amazon, even though they're Costco. Costco happened to be out of them the last time, but I found them on Amazon for the same price. So I was a happy girl. All right, so there's 1/3 of a cup. And then the next item is milled flaxseed. So these normally flax seeds are seeds. These have been ground into like a flour type dealio. And I knew I was gonna run the risk of running out, but never fear, because I've got another batch. Now this I found at Aldi's. I was pretty stoked that they have it at Aldi. So that is where I will be buying it again because I thought the price was very, very good. Hazelnut flour. I get this on Amazon. And again, I love meshing together different flavors and textures. And almond flour or hazelnut flour, Maya, take a look at this. It's very, very, you can see how grainy it is. It's basically crushed hazelnuts. I love them. Love it, love it. And that one's got a little, hold on, there we go. Okay, so we're approaching the 1.5 cup mark, which is good because we have 2 ingredients left. Coconut flour, again, you can buy this locally. You can buy it on Amazon. I did buy this on Amazon because it was a better deal and a better quantity. And if you're interested in any of this, I'll make sure that these links are on my Facebook page, Bariatrics and Tips. And then finally, chia seeds. Chia seeds is great because when you're making like pudding and things that need to bind and get thick, chia seeds are like nature's thickening agent. And a lot of times I use them in place of cornstarch. So 1/3 of a cup of those. And look, we've just reached the 2-cup mark, which makes me happy. All right, into the super soaker. These can go into the super soaker. We are doing well. Okay, so now all this dry ingredients get added to our mixture, and let's start on slow or low and get them kind of integrated before we go full blast. This happened to me before. It wasn't pretty. We got stuff everywhere. All right, here we go. So now I'm gonna up it. I'm gonna use my spatula to scrape the sides. And I just want to get everything mixed super well before I call it good. All right. Give it another 10 seconds and then I think we're good to go. All right. And stop. So now we are done with this. These are going to go into the super soaker. Okay. So Maya, you can focus on me for a moment because I have stuff to say. All right, so we've got our concoction, and one of the things that I think is a really important thing is portion control, especially during a bariatric journey. I have learned through my own journey, it's been 7 years since my gastric bypass, that sometimes when you're given an amount of food, you feel obligated to eat it. And if anyone out there feels the way that I feel at least once, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's really hard to let go of that programming, so to speak, because I was taught to clean my plate and not to waste. And I'm trying to live that credo, but on a slightly big time, smaller scale. So even though I want to live large, I want to eat and cook small, and I still want to find flavor in everything that I do. But one of the ways I do this, instead of making regular muffins, I'm going to make mini muffins, because I would rather eat one mini muffin, and then if I realize, and I'm exercising mindfulness and realize that I am still hungry, truly hungry, I can have a second mini muffin. Whereas if I'm eating one big muffin, and halfway through, I know I'm full, but I feel obligated to eat it because I don't want to waste it, it becomes a different sort of beast. So we are going to make mini muffins, and I've got my mini muffin tray. I also buy mini muffin cupcake liners. These are parchment liners, and I swear to all that is holy, these are the only things I'll ever buy again. Even if they're the regular size muffins or the mini muffins, the parchment ones are a little bit better. Now I do spray them lightly with cooking spray just for my own peace of mind, but I absolutely love them. And you can see they're truly parchment paper, and they're wonderful. And I do have them in both sizes, and I keep them in my house at all times. All right, so here we are. Maya, if you want to come over here. The first thing I'm going to do is spray this lightly. Now you're probably going to see these start flying all over the place, okay? So I kind of try to do it from afar. Oh, it's not going to do it, only because I set myself up. Oh, there we go. You can kind of see. See what I mean? They kind of fly. But I just want to lightly spray them, and that's perfect, okay? The next thing that I learned, and I learned this on a cooking show a long time ago, and I've been doing it ever since, is when I'm dealing with muffins like this, it would take me forever to scoop the same amount of batter into each one and not lick my fingers and do all that stuff. I actually use a frosting piping bag, and I put it in this handy dandy measuring cup that I have. And this is how I portion each muffin out. Now, this will make, hold on, let me get my recipe back. This will make 48 mini muffins, okay? And the serving size is 1 muffin because I want you to be able to say, okay, 1 muffin is, in this case, 58 calories per mini muffin. And since we're talking nutrition, 58 calories, 2.7 grams of fat, 4.3 carbs, and then 4.2 grams of protein per mini muffin. And I'll show you the final product in just a second. But now that way you can gauge it and you can even enter it into your journal and tracking as 1 mini muffin, 2, etc. Okay? So I like to just scoop this stuff right in here. Get all the batter in. All right. You don't want to overfill it. This is actually, you can get your, frosting pastry bags anywhere. You can actually buy disposable ones or a reusable one. In this case, mine happens to be a Pampered Chef one because I am a self-proclaimed Pampered Chef addict. Okay, I'm not going to use all of the batter because I'm only showing you how to assemble 1 tray. I've got 2 in back of me that just came out of the oven. So we're going to be eating mini muffins for a while. But you want to make sure you secure your bag. Now, Maya, you'll want to come right over here. Okay. All right. All right, I'm filling it up. And you're just going to keep plopping them down. And see how quick and easy that is? This makes life so much easier. And it gets done quickly and cleanly. Is that a word, cleanly? Doesn't sound like a word. I might have just made it up. At any rate, you can see how quickly this happens. Now, I have 2 of these pans, so normally I would do it 2 at a time, and I can make 1 whole batch of 48 at once. I'm gonna end up doing the rest after the show, just so I can show you how quick and easy this was. And it's really cool now because I can actually put this back in and unclip it, and I can add more to it. Okay, so this is gonna go in 350 for about 13 minutes until a toothpick comes out clean. I am gonna put these over here. Okay, Maya, come on over. And now let's take a look at the mini muffins. This. All right, you guys, take a look. Thanks, Veronica. It is a life-changing idea. All right, so here's my mini muffin in the parchment cup. Beautiful. And see how nicely it came out? Yeah, Melissa, yum isn't even beginning to describe it. And look at that chocolatey goodness. Okay? It's going down. And you guys are so good. You can definitely taste the banana. You're supposed to, because it's in the title. But they're held together so well. And this tastes pretty decadent to me. I'm completely in love with them. It's one of my more stellar recipes. This took about 3 tries for me to get the recipe that I'm gonna be sharing with you today at 3 o'clock. And the really good thing about it is I'm not even worried about making 48 times 2 mini muffins. The 56, is that right? 56 mini muffins, because these freeze beautifully. So put half of them in the freezer, put half of them ready for you to take. They're great for a snack. Eat one on your way home from work so you don't eat your young when you get home. They're just great little snacks, great for before or after a workout. Just a nice hint of protein, low calorie, and they are completely life-changing. So I hope that you like this recipe as much as I do. I am gonna put this batch in the oven as soon as we adjourn, and I hope you like everything that you saw today. You are gonna get the recipe at 3 o'clock. You are going to get, at 3:30, I think I have the link already saved for the parchment paper muffin or cupcake liners. You can certainly look for them locally. You can buy them online. And then all the other stuff like the flowers and stuff, I will put those links on as well. You should know that on our group page, Bariatric Tips, you will have a pinned file that has all the products and their respective Amazon links already on there. So if you're still a member of Bariatrics and Tips, please visit our sister page, same logo but different name, called Bariatric Tips, so that way you can look at that document and get the links that you need. Next week, we are going to do zucchini carbonara. It's an amazing recipe and I love it, and I can't wait to share that with you too. If you have any questions about any of the techniques or best practices, even the super soaker, or any products or anything, certainly feel free to message me, post it on either page. I'm always here to help. I'm always here to learn. I expect that I learn just as much from others as others learn from me. Even though we are on the same type of bariatric journey, everybody's scenic view is so different. So thank you all for the suggestions that you're bringing to our Facebook pages. And I hope you have a great rest of the Sunday. I will see you next week, and I'll see you online a little bit later. Have a good day. Bye.